So this is the second part of the course of Google Appscript programming, and today we're going to see the Appscript dashboard. So what's the Appscript dashboard? This is the space when we are going to code our functions, and these functions are going to perform different activities belong our projects and not our projects. So what I'm telling, we can edit or program special features on a Google Doc, a Google Sheet, a Google Slide, a Google Map following um, example, stuff like that. But we also can create specific codes that are general purpose codes. Yes, just like that. So the AppScript dashboard let manage and monitor the projects. We can use the dashboard for search or view the projects. We can create it. We can see the details, well known as the OAuth scopes. We can monitor the health and usage of the script. This is where we can see the errors and we can observe the percentage of ratio of success on the executions that we make in the code. We can connect APIs. This will be a topic more advanced below the course. But on the view and search projects, we can start projects just for see it in the main form and access very quickly to them. We can see our projects and the shared projects or projects that share with us, and the trash can. And obviously the project details have three following properties. The error rate is the percent of executions that failed when we run a code, and the executions is the numbers of the project being run, not specifically the project. We can only run a function, and the users, the accounts that are linked to the project and perform different code sets and things like that. And the monitor can help us to manage the the quantity of projects in our Google Drive. We can start up a project and we can have it on the top if we want to edit some specific days or most of the days of the code, and we can manage executions. And this stuff only explains that we have a start time, we have a duration, and we have a status. The add-ons are different codes developed by the community that can be from free stuff or payment. And we have the execution API that where we can see the process of the API being developed and being executed, and the time driven, the time that the service let us execute a project. And very quickly, I'm going to show you the quotas of the Google Workspace environment. This will help us to understand the limits and the scopes of our projects. This information is not necessary. I only need to see the a special table where we can see the times and the limits that is here. Yes. I'm going to show you. I think it's this. Yes. For example, if we have a G Suite or a Google account with free stuff, the basic protocol, we can have these features. And if we pay for a Google Workspace account, these are the benefits that we receive if we want to develop in other level our projects. Specifically, we can create by day 50 projects. We can create executions of code. It's unlimited, but the time, this is the most important feature, is of 6 minutes of execution. If we run a script and this script is too heavy, we are going to only have 6 minutes per execution. And if we overpass this this time of execution, the system will throw an error. This error is limit exceeded, and obviously we are not going to finish the execution. At least we are going to finish it, but not at all around the only that 6 minutes can do. um, these other quotas you can check it out on this link, that is Appscript guides and services and quotas. um, Returning on the dashboard, we're going to explain the projects, that is the script projects. By creating a project is like on any other stuff like IDE or Visual Studio Code environment. We can create it on new project and we can make an standalone or a bound project. What's a bound project? I'm going to explain you very quickly. A bound project is a type of project that cannot be attached to a specific contained Google Drive app or Google Drive document. If we want to develop standalone projects, we can only develop it. But at least most of the AppScript development is made with an apps with a Google Sheet, with a Google Doc, with a Google Slide. So this is a bound project, and a standalone project is only the AppScript or JavaScript if you want to make it through the content. But if we have a bound project, is code encrusted or inserted into a project of Google Docs or Google Sheets. Obviously, this CLI command line tool, we're not going to see it on this course because we need a terminal, we need a console, and we need to make different installations. And the main purpose of this course is only to develop the different types of codification on the cloud, that is the Google Drive. Um, if we want to create a project of AppScript, we're going to click on New, and we're going to go on More Settings, and we're going to create a Google AppScript. If we click on this feature, it is going to redirect us to a page where is the main space. Oh, I'm going to create it now really quickly, just for yes. The main feature. Okay, I understand. I need to log out. Yes, yes. Ignore that. We're going to. This is my account for this course. But if you click on this feature on New, More, and AppScript, it is going to create a project. I'm going to delete this just for let you know how is going to be the edition. Like the documentation tell us to edit a project. We don't, well, if you want to read it, you can go to developers Google AppScript guides and projects. But I'm going to explain you on video how to check it out, the main console of edition of AppScript. Well, here's the logo. Here's the logo of Google AppScript, and we can rename the project. I'm going to make it like the last file that I deleted, that is testing zone. And obviously on here we can type our code. We can perform our projects. This is a standalone project. Why? Because I created from zero. Because I have not attached some Google Sheets. I'm going to show you now how to create a bulk project. For example, we have to here a Google Sheet project, and we're going to go to extensions and on extensions we're going to click on AppScript, and it is going to redirect us to Google AppScript. And again, my bad. I need to log out from all my accounts because if you have if you have issues with your execution on AppScript, you only need to have only one account on your Explorer. And well, I'm going to create a blank document on Google Docs just for show you the example. It is absolutely the same from Google Sheets and Google Slides. We go to extensions and we click on AppScript, and it is going to redirect us to the Appscript development project. Well, this is very different from this. This is a standalone project, but this is a bound project. This code is encrusted in this file, this ID. These are going to check it out on the next classes, but at least this is the different. So I'm going to type it just for uh, have in mind which type of file is this and the other. We have this bound project. This bound project is linked to this untitled document. Um, I'm going to create it like testing docs, and I'm going to close it right now. Check it out that if I close the Google Doc document, automatically the Appscript bound project linked to this project is going to close either. So on testing zone, that is a standalone project, we're going to make uh, interesting things from JavaScript. So I'm going to show you really quick what I'm typing. This is drive app, and if I try to access to the different methods, we're going to see different types. We're going to see most part of these methods linked to this class, and yeah, just like that. I'm going to explain you what's going on with the reference overview, because if we are in here in the section of the guides of Google Workspace, we're going to observe a lot of features of coding, of understanding the behavior of the Google Apps Script. And if we go to reference overview, we're going to see the different services linked to the Google services. This line of code that I code that I drive up, that is a Google services linked to the Appscript platform, because Appscript is powered by JavaScript, and we need a lot of misunderstanding on the coding of JavaScript. But in the coding process of this course, we're going to learn very quickly the JavaScript. I'm not the best of JavaScript because my main interest is the embedded systems and the C programming and the C++ programming. But if you dominate very well the OOP, you're going to check it out that JavaScript is very easy to understand, and more if you would like to improve your skills by creating different things on the Google Workspace or the G Suite. So, a reference overview, we have the documentation provided to the services. Most of the services related to the Appscript, we have the Google services and the utility services. These are services externals like APIs, like HTML and the compressed data if we want to make data science projects or science analysis and more stuff that is related to the add-ons. The add-ons here, if we want to create an add-on, we can go to deploy, we can go to different things, maybe just in the document created, because in the document, for example, on Google Sheets, right now there are, for telling an example, a generator of QR codes that select a group of columns and a group of rows and create the crossing reference and creates the QR code based on the cells. Just as a very common example of add-ons and APIs. APIs are a world that we're going to check it out later. This is the problem because I log out. Yes, I'm right now again on the spreadsheet. For example, if I go on here, we can check it out the add-ons. And if we have the add-ons, for example, we have connection with ChatGPT, with Gemini, sorry, and we have to merge the email, the translator stuff, very varied stuff that we can check it out later. But in fact, the heart of the development of these spreadsheets, no, just think better. We can check it out. So on the main dashboard, if we click on the this logo of that is overview, you check it out aquí. really quickly overview, we can check it out the data created and the percentage of the error that the documentation tell us here of the error rate, executions, the users here, executions, users, and this is a chart that are going to graph the different scopes and the different deployments that we made in the execution. For example, if I'm here and I create my function that is going only to print a text, and if I run the function, it is going to execute it successfully. And if I go to overview, I have the execution by the user and I have the error rate. But what happens if I am debugging a code and I need to execute, for example, this again, if I made an addition, and now I have two, but only by me, and this is going to increase the implementation of the overview on the overview. And right now, if I commit an error, that I'm going to quit the 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 symbol. Oh, I forgot that is JavaScript. Well, in fact, oh, for example, if I made this is a common example. Uh, this is going to throw an error. Now I have this error that is not reflected. I'm going to create only an error. What's going on? Um, for example, this. I don't know. I need to have the authorization of the execution. All projects created on Appscript are going to create. Um, it is very curious because I cannot commit an error. For example, this. Ah, right. We have an error. We have a reference error, a common error focused on the get active method that obviously this not match with the implementation of this, because if we check it out we need uh, an URL, stuff like that. But if I check the overview, I'm going to have an error, and this error is going to make the mean, and we can see the chart with the error rate and the success. So this is very useful to us to understand what's going on with our codes. If we have an error, if we have an implementation error, obviously we are going to check it out very quickly. So this is going to be all the basics and fundamentals of deployment on the AppScript menu. Remember that this menu is going to be the same if we create it on the Google Sheet, the Google Doc, but this is a standalone project and this is a bound project, right? So um, obviously we can start this project just for identify better. And obviously if we go in here, we're going to check it out the the history of the code, and the triggers is a feature that we're going to manage later. This is going to help us on the debugging and the executions, the code uh, executed, and we have completed and failed. And if we go in here, the failed, it is going to throw us the error of the reference error related on the function or method from the class. And for example, if we have here, this is not defined because we have not assigned the associated with a variable. And obviously the settings, we can add the AppScript JSON. Remember that JSON is JavaScript object notation. And if we want to share the project, this is going to be the link. So we obviously can change the Google Platform project. and the properties. This is very different for other stuff, more in the professional settings. But yeah, the introduction, the real introduction, because in the last video we see that um, that the execution on the documentation is very extensive, and yeah, this is the practical hands-on coding. Well, not at all coding, but understanding the dashboard on the AppScript. So this is going to be all for today. Thank you, and we're going to check it out later on other videos. Yeah, more related right now to implementing different functions and different classes and methods proper from the Google services related. So thank you so much.